Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Ash and Rima from Mass Effect Odyssey. Today we're going to bring you a quick video. This is about something that's come up in the last day or so, and someone who I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but we will put it in the video as to who directed it to us. But thank you to you on Twitter.
I can tell you. I'll tell you his name.
Okay, cool.
You keep going.
But yes, so this is basically we were directed to a link to a YouTube video that was released yesterday, and it was in regards to a gentleman who believes they have a source who has access to the build for Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, we both watched this video. We'll obviously give what is basically said in the video. We'll link it in the description so you can go and have a look and see what you think, and then we'll kind of go from there. We're not going to give it too much time.
So you're going to say too much thought.
Well, that too.
We're not going to give it too much thought either.
Yeah, but we're not going to make a huge long video out of it because we have our own kind of thoughts and feelings on it. So yeah, but Rima, do you know who the person is now?
Yeah, so it was Andrew Bone at Andrew Link20 was our Twitter follower.
Yes, so
that.
thank you who linked us that originally.
So the channel is Antarctic Wildlife as well,
yes,
by the way, the original posters.
But yeah, we'll link the video in the description as per normal for these things. So I watched it yesterday after I got home from work. It's not a hugely long video.
It's like 8 minutes
it's
long.
Like 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
And the guy says he has a source who has access to the build to Mass Effect Andromeda. We both said, myself and Rima both said straight away, the only people that have access to the Andromeda build at this point is anyone in the development team. That's it. This hasn't been released to anyone else as far as we're aware. So, and even testers, QA testers, it's all internal at this point. So that's not going to have been released to the public at any point. And then basically I think it's like the first minute or so, he basically says, this is pure, it could be pure speculation, could be completely wrong. And that's fine. He's, prefaced the video with that, but then goes along to say something along the lines of, okay, this is my source. They've proved to me who they are, but I can't tell you guys who he is.
I guess that's fair enough.
Which is fine, but you can't expect people to believe in a video which is all about a brand new game coming out in a year's time without giving them some form of factual evidence to back it up.
I imagine the only other person I can think it could be, if it's someone who'd leak it, would be someone in the dev team.
Yeah.
Which I don't think anyone would. They
after the supposed Reddit leak, which is looking kind of more truer by the day, then I think they kind of got it locked down tight at this point. So
the only issue about leak is there's no offense to the channel. We haven't had a chance to go through all their stuff, so we don't have a clue on their content.
Yeah.
They have more subs than us, so
yeah.
So, but they're not, obviously. They're, I think, about over 2,000 subs, under 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tend to do very many. Like, they've done a lot of like gameplay videos on Dragon Age. There's been a few like random ones on like Payday, things like that. They've got some older stuff on there. Not a lot of new stuff. So I don't know if it's no. Again, I'm trying not to be mean. It's try to say that if someone's going to say I'm going to be giving you information to leak this to, unless they've got a really active, maybe this whoever runs this channel is really active in Reddit, and that's why they're kind of trusted that way. But it seems a very strange place to go to say like, well, I've got a leak. Here,
let's go to this particular channel. Again, we're not trying to be harsh to the channel, but
unless they've approached other people as well.
Yeah. Which seems a bit strange. But this is the only video we've come across that we know that's done this, and we think it might be a bit fishy, to say the least.
Should we go over the points?
Yeah, so Rima, you've literally just watched it in the last 20 minutes, and you've written down some points. So if you list them off, and then we'll go from there.
So they start off talking about companion characters. So, well, before I even start telling you the points, a lot of the points that they've kind of mentioned that this leaker has kind of like written to them about has been all stuff that you can probably gather from the leak or gather from either the E3 trailer or the N7 trailer.
And this is the Reddit leak as well.
Yeah, the Reddit leak. So so the first point was that you got there's two companion characters that there was in the playable section. There was a Krogan, and there's a female character who they've quoted as being a buxom petite blonde, which we'll just move on. There's jetpacks for all the characters, and you still use similar weapons that are kind of available in Mass Effect 1 to 3. There's obviously an Omni tool with more functionality, and apparently you can now use a shield from the Omni tool. Apparently there's more facial features, like the facial features are way more detailed. There's also destructible environments. Then they start talking about the ship. The ship apparently looks nothing like the Normandy, and the fact that there's different multi-layers to the ship, so you can have a look. You can look into lower ends of the ship from where you are, like balconies. A part of the ship is called the Pathfinder quarters, and apparently you play as a human Pathfinder who's looking for a new home, but there will be also other alien characters along with you. You're apparently an N7 operative as well. You can conduct strike missions from the ship. There seems to be some kind of central meeting point that you can either do missions from. States that he doesn't know from the information given to him whether it's like a war room situation like Dragon Age or whether it's kind of like the meeting room in Mass Effect 2. There's also obviously your enemies that are seen in the E3 trailer, and he says that he wasn't given a name. He did ask for it, but they look like Fortra/collectors. But the point he did state is that they drop down from ships with Cerberus insignia on them. And also the last point he does state is that there are many antagonists, or there's a few antagonists, but one of the main antagonists is a character similar to us, but with no N7 logo. But there's not much more information about that character except the fact that there will be a point in the game where you can kill or spare them. And that's all the points we got.
Yeah.
So, again, prefix, a lot of the stuff we could probably deduce, like your detailed facial features, destructible environments, that's all stuff that I think is just expected.
I mean, especially the updated facial features, stuff like that. It's a next-gen game, or current-gen game, which is obviously like new-gen consoles. So you'd expect a graphical leap in facial features anyway. So points like your Omni tool, your jetpack, the similar weapons, things like that, and the companion characters. They're also things that we could have got from the initial leak. I don't know about the whole buxom petite blonde thing. That's a detail that's obviously not being anything. So. And that's a detail that putting it in that particular way would not come from a developer like BioWare. So I feel like they wouldn't say a term like that. Yeah. So it seems very strange.
It's a very
strange use of phrase for a female companion.
And the term of Pathfinder quarters, that kind of alludes to like a bigger ship than what we were kind of initially thinking of.
Yeah.
So we thought it was going to be quite a small ship, probably branching off the Ark, where this one seems to be like it's huge, and then there's like a special part of the ship that's for Pathfinders only. And apparently you're referred to as Pathfinder, or like your character's called the Pathfinder, which. This is true, but like obviously the last teaser trailer we had got everyone on a tizzy because we all think that everyone's going to be called Ryder now.
Yeah.
And also the fact that your character's an N7 operative is kind of going against a few things we've already learned about this new character, about the fact that they're going to be kind of a nobody when you start off playing them, and then obviously their journey is going to make them a hero, where being an N7 means that you're already very, very, very capable. So again, that kind of detracts from what we thought the story was going to be. And then obviously your antagonist apparently is similar to us, but no N7 logo. I guess that we were talking about the fact that we were watching that E3 trailer.
Yes.
And in the E3 trailer, they make a very prominent use of showing the N7 logo on the guy's chest. But at the end of the E3 trailer, with the bit when they're like, oh, follow us here for, be the first to know, all that kind of stuff at the end, like the end card. The character that they show at the end doesn't have an N7 logo on the chest, which we thought was a bit strange, but we then thought maybe that's just concept art they've used at the back. So I guess maybe that's something, but it's all points that are really, really hard to like, I don't know. He says he has no evidence for it, so he does say take it with a pinch of salt, and we're going to take it with like a mountain of salt, I think. At this point.
Yeah, it's something that just seems like it's come out of the blue, and if you're going to come up with something like that, you would have to do at least one thing that would make it believable to be, as in evidence. Come up with something that's concrete evidence-wise. You don't have to reveal the person who leaked it to you, that's fair enough, but to give nothing in that video that's concrete at all.
The one thing I'm really confused about is Cerberus.
That seems...
Maybe they've like, because it says that they're non-human characters jumping from Cerberus ships, like they deploy from Cerberus ships. So what does that allude to? The fact that maybe these aliens have they're using Cerberus ships, or are Cerberus now in cahoots with aliens, which all seems very odd. And like, if this is meant to be so many years in the future, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bringing back Cerberus in any way seems quite odd, even though we know how the Pathfinders have the orange and white kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Maybe bringing Cerberus back is a bit strange to me, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of it really. It was kind of a strange video because we really don't know what to think of it. I think 9 times out of 10, both of us will probably think it's not really true. But you guys can obviously listen for yourselves. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys to have a listen to, and let us know what you think. Let us know if you think it's true or any details that this guy mentions are true. I mean, yeah, we're not bashing on the guy. We're really not, because the guy sounds cool. But it just seems like a lot of the information that's been given in this video is stuff that can be very much taken from both trailers and the Reddit leak that's already been released. So.
And in all fairness to him, though, he may have had someone writing to him saying this, and this.
Yeah.
But obviously this guy can't take what that other guy said for 100% fact, other than he says he trusted where this guy's come from.
Yeah.
Obviously that guy has to trust his source as well. So
yeah.
Maybe his source isn't completely the most 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
But we don't know. It might be completely true. And when that game comes out, and if all this stuff is in the game, and it's all 100% sure, then...
Yeah. Well, then shame on us. But
shame on us.
Yeah. But, I mean, as a Mass Effect channel, and as a solely a Mass Effect channel, it would probably be wrong of us if we didn't at least do some sort of video on it. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of it. So, Rima, anything you kind of want to add before?
No, that's it. Well, he did say that he doesn't know whether he's going to get any more information from this guy in the future. So we'll keep an eye on him just to make sure in case he does get any more stuff. We'll obviously relay it back to you guys. But he only released that on yesterday, I think 21st, so I don't know when he actually got the information. So we'll keep an eye out. We'll also obviously keep an eye out for other stuff as well, and let you guys know.
But yeah, so that's kind of it. But again, we'll leave the link in the description. You can go and have a listen and a look for yourself, see if you believe it or if you don't, and then come back and let us know what you think in the comments. But as always, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and you can always subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all things Mass Effect, and you can help the channel to grow by sharing the video too. And again, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again very, very soon.